Paul Wight. Just Paul Wight. Welcome to the Shaun Show. My name is Shaun. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Does a lot for the channel. Appreciate it. Love you guys for coming. Love the comments. Thank you to everyone who has newly joined the party, because this is indeed a party, and I'm not talking about a private one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, AEW has made news again. This time they have done it by signing another former WWE superstar. I didn't see this coming. Nobody saw this coming. They have signed the Big Show, aka Paul Wight, to a multi-year AEW contract. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna break this down. So this is a disclaimer before anybody watches further in this show, right? We here at the Shaun Show, we like to talk about things from both sides. My personal opinion of the AEW brand has nothing to do about the business decisions that AEW makes. So we're going to talk about this business decision. Is this a good one or is this a bad one? You may love it and you may hate it. I'm just letting you guys know. I'm giving you guys a good heads up because that's what I do. Wait a minute, I'm not Mark Henry. Am I? Minding my business, I wake up in the morning and I normally go to the news. I go to the news, CNN, and I do this full transparency when I am taking a deuce. Yeah. When I'm taking the said deuce, and going to the bathroom, I don't know why we're talking about it and having so much emphasis on what it is I do in the morning, but I guess we're going to keep talking about it. Why don't I start over? Anyway, I wake up in the morning, I go to the news, and I see what's going on in the world. And I go to TMZ, I go to CNN, and then wrestling news is last. Why is it last? Because a lot of the times there's not a lot of big stories in the middle of the week, unless there's a pay-per-view coming up, and you know, I kind of save that for last. So to my surprise, I see on TMZ that they have a picture of the Big Show, and then it says that he signs to a rival company, AEW. So immediately I go to the wrestling sites, and when I go to the wrestling sites and I see what everybody is saying about the Big Show, Paul Wight, and AEW has done their classic press release, because we love to do press releases and not put any type of intrigue whatsoever to what's actually going on with the wrestler we just signed. So I see the AEW press release, and then I say to myself, okay, this is all happening very, very fast. So why exactly did this go down the way that it went down? Why exactly are we here at this particular moment? At this moment in time, how do we get here? And I wanted to kind of review and maybe see if we can read the breadcrumbs and see if there's a reason as to why Paul Wight, aka the Big Show, has decided to jump ship. Now, if you go all the way back to WrestleMania, and WrestleMania the night after Monday Night Raw, they had something that they claimed that they never did before. Which I've never seen before. I thought it was kind of stupid, but they did it anyway. No one really even talks about it, but you know, in the quote-unquote record books for the people who are like fanatics of that type of thing, Drew McIntyre technically defended his title twice at WrestleMania, once against Brock Lesnar, and then again against the Big Show. I didn't know why they were doing that with the Big Show. I think they were trying to add instant credibility. I think the set was still set up, and somebody had the wild idea of, why don't we just have another match? This is a good setup. Why don't we just have another match here? And they just went forward with it. I don't really know the reason as to why they did it, but they did do it. And the match was short. It wasn't really, you know, a technical wizard of a match, and Drew McIntyre won, and we didn't see the Big Show for a long time after that. Then I think the next time we saw the Big Show is, I think they were doing the ninja thing. The ninja Remember the 24/7 title, and they had the ninja thing was going on, and they had the big ninja, which we didn't know it was. I mean, we knew who it was, who the big 7-foot, you know, black ninja was, because, you know, there's not really a bunch of 7-foot black guys in the WWE. But then the Big Show came out. They had that little thing with the ninjas, and then after that, I think that's when we started the Orton program. And I think this is where things started to go left for the Big Show and what he thought that his role would be moving forward in the WWE. I think that's where things kind of went in a different direction. Now, if you look at the build up to the match between Randy Orton and the Big Show, which was a good build up, I have to say, because these guys wrestled like 7,900 times. So it was a good build up that they did with Ric Flair, you know, handling the duties of basically saying, hey, listen, you know, he's on fire right now. Like, he, you know, you can't beat this kid. He's, you know, he's in a zone. He's on a whole different level. And you know, are you sure you want to get into it? Like, it was good that they did that. But ultimately, you know, the Big Show lost, you know, with the kicks to the head. And they were really trying to get that over, put that over. And then we saw him again. I believe we saw him. Was he not? He might have been. Anyway, you know the history. Let's talk about the last time that we saw him, right? The last time that we saw him was a Legends thing. Randy Orton gets in his face. Big Show's like, you know, I'm not stunning you. I'm not going to fight you. Blah blah blah. And then that was the end of it. So what exactly is the problem here? I'll tell you what the problem is. Ultimately, as to why the Big Show left, has to do, ladies and gentlemen, with money. It has to do with the fact, and I know you're probably saying to yourself, okay, then wait a minute. You don't know him personally. How do you know this? You don't know the ins and outs. Maybe he wanted to wrestle. You don't know none of that. No, it had to do with money. And the reason why it had to do with money is you have to read the breadcrumbs, right? The stuff that they had built for this guy leading up to his departure was crap. Mind you, they helped him get on a crappy Netflix show. They've really put him in crappy situations, like with the McIntyre thing, the Ninja thing, and the Orton thing. I don't really, the thing with the Legends backstage was crap. I don't really think that there's a problem whatsoever about the Big Show doing what is best for business. And I don't think he was against doing what's best for business. I think he was against doing what's best for business for the price tag that they were trying to get him at. Now, I know you're saying, okay, Shaun, how do you know this for sure? How do you know that he just didn't want to wrestle? How do you know that he didn't want a prominent role? I'll tell you why. He accepted a role as an announcer, as a commentator on this AEW new show. I was going to say it's dark. I don't know what they're calling it. I forgot the name of it. But he accepted a role as a commentator on a YouTube show, right? And then AEW, and this is the thing that I hate about AEW, right? And it's no disrespect to people who like AEW. I'm just a person that if I'm going to market something, if I'm going to put something out, if I'm going to have individuals really invested in what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, if I'm going to do those things, then I'm going to do it in a way that I can get the maximum benefit out of it. What is the maximum benefit of Paul Wight, the Big Show? Well, first off, number one, I wouldn't have released it in a press release. You would have had more if you just popped up on Dynamite next week, where they have the Shaq thing that they're doing. Just imagine if you finally had that face-off between Shaq and the Big Show, right? Face to face, and nobody knew that that was happening. Imagine how big that would be in the world if they did it that way. If they blew everybody's mind and they said, hey, you know what? We're gonna have this face-off. We got Shaq that's gonna do numbers. We got Big Show that's gonna do numbers for the wrestling fans. Just imagine the type of response and what the rating would be the following week. But no, AEW always wants to announce things. They always want to have an interview about what a person's doing. Oh yes, Sting is going to wrestle. Oh yes, Paul Wight is going to get in the ring. Why don't you have some mystery as to what exactly these people will or won't do? But they like to put everything out at one time, and I don't understand that. Put some intrigue in my mind so I tune in every single week to see what this person is going to do or not do. But again, that's besides the point. The point is, the Big Show was not doing this because he was looking for a more prominent role on TV, no matter what the narrative is. You see, he knows that he's an older cat. He knows that he can't really go in the ring and have the matches that he used to have. He knows this. But he wasn't willing to do this at this price tag. If you're good at something, you don't do it for free. That's what the whole old saying is going, or has been said in the past. He knows that he's good at his role as an ambassador. He's good at his role as someone that can speak to the younger guys. He's good as a presence on TV. He's not going to just do this for free. And I think the WWE was trying to lowball him. They probably offered him a Legends contract and probably said to him, hey man, we'll have you pop up sometime, but not all the time. So all in all, Big Show's gone. He's left. He's a commentator. He's going to wrestle because AEW said so. What exactly is this going to do for the company? I don't know. We look at the things that they've done thus far to try to bring eyes to the television screen, and it just hasn't worked. You know, Sting was supposed to be that thing that's supposed to bring eyes to the TV screen, and it hasn't worked. You know, Jon Moxley was supposed to be the guy that brings eyes to the TV screen, and when he jumped ship, right? And I think now, to their credit, they didn't have a TV show. So if you would have had Jon Moxley, you know, jump ship, and then that upcoming Wednesday they had a television show and he's cutting his promo for the first time, yeah, it would have been different. But unfortunately, that was not the case. They have not cracked 1 million viewers since they debuted. Think about that. Even the tribute show to the late John Hubert, they did not crack 1 million views. Something is wrong with how they're delivering their television program. And I don't think the Big Show is the solution to what that big major problem is or could be in the future. Because sticking him on YouTube and paying him millions of dollars to do that is just really not a good return on investment. And that's just my opinion. Well guys, I thank you for joining us today here on the Shaun Show. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I want to hear your thoughts. Tell me down below what you think. Do you think that the Big Show, Paul Wight, is going to be an impactful player at AEW? Is he going to change the ratings? Is he going to bump the ratings? What is he going to do? What matches would you want to see? Let's just keep a conversation going. I'd love to hear from you guys, and I reply to every single person that says something down below in the comments because I just love talking to you guys. And again, I will see you next time here on the Shaun Show.